Hello, everybody. I was just here. We're going to be making a small video to tell you that we are putting a new program on board, and it's called the SP Fertility Program. And my cohort here is Helen Morris, and she's been an SP for a few years now, and she's been using it for fertility and everything else. But this fertility has been done by SP practitioners for the last few years at great outcomes. So I just asking Helen to introduce herself a little bit and tell her a little bit about her history with SP, etc. And then we'll just go into the fertility stuff.
Great. Oh, well, thank you very much, Inez. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I'm so honored. And I've been using Simpson Protocol actually from the very get-go. I was launched into hypnotherapy in a hypnotherapy workshop, and I said to Inez, "Oh, I don't know if I'm that." She was like, "You're going to be fine." So it was the only thing I knew, which is amazing because I was only, I had to jump in at the deep end. I had the most amazing experience myself with Simpson Protocol, and since that time, I was absolutely hooked. And it's been my go-to, not just my go-to, my standard practice, which I think because I wasn't sort of taught a lot of different things in the beginning, that's what I've actually stuck to, and I've had phenomenal results from it. I used having had I've been a hypnotist now for the last 6 years, and I was actually lucky enough with great teachers like Inez and Beryl Comer. Beryl said to me, go and do a workshop with Gerald Kine. So I was one of the last to be taught by him, which I'm so pleased I was. And, so that's my sort of history. And what I found from my own experience of having a bit of fertility issues was women are really resilient. We're brought up to be these very tough, if anything doesn't happen, it's okay. I'm just going to have this life anyway. And in that as well, you also get the hypnotized by white coats, oh, you're going to have problems when you get older. And, there's so much stress on women in this time. So when I had my own fertility issues way back when, and I was actually using Dr. Emmett Miller back then, who was using imagery, guided imagery. And this is, I'm talking about 10, 15 years ago. And I didn't really understand what it was, but I did it. And actually, when I was on a fertility drug, I grew my, I call it the last remaining egg I had to the same size as when I was on a fertility drug. So I was kind of like always messing about with stuff like this. Anyway, it didn't happen. I didn't meet the right man and I didn't go through with it. But when it came to using hypnotherapy with fertility, I found my experiences of having been there, having been part of that family conversation where people say meaningful things like you can always adopt, or, maybe it's not meant to be, these really helpful comments. And then you see everybody else getting pregnant in the world apart from you. And, I can really feel empathy for that person because you feel just so lost and desolate and etc. So when I was actually, but the first time was almost by accident. There was a lady that came to me. We did a straightforward Simpson protocol. She'd been trying for 2 years, and she called me, and about a month after, and she said, "Helen, I'm pregnant." And I was like, "What? Oh my gosh!" It was incredible. And from that time, I've had 2 other friends which had fertility issues. They've also had natural childbirth. And then I had one friend who was 40, and she's like a medicine freak anyway. She gives herself her own vitamin B shots. So she loves medication. And she was like, "I think I'm going to take IVF." So I said, "Okay, but I think that you could do it naturally." So anyway, I worked with her. She wanted to do IVF straight away. And when she was on the IVF treatment, she grew 16 follicles We had one egg to work with, and yeah, he's a beautiful baby boy. And they live just over the road from me, actually. So, and that one is super precious to me because I knew that was her chance and her, that one egg to work with. And I was like, oh God, help me, let's get this sorted. But we did Simpson protocol with it. And yeah, it seemed to really work. So I have like a set pattern. And I've been fortunate enough now to work with Innes, who's shaped up everything that I've done. And we've come up with a really good format,
Yeah,
which that's it. That's
I
me.
think so too. I think it's a great program. I think the questions are adequate, the intakes are great. Everything is good about it. So I'm just going to go and turn off the light that's coming on no, for a second. So I was just thinking about the guy in, I think it was in Germany. I'm not sure where it was. I can't remember, but he had fertility issues and he'd had a vasectomy and a reversal and was only shooting 5%, which wasn't going to be too good for getting pregnant. And so he had one SP session and it went up to 80%.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
very cool. So this is a male and female uh,
Oh,
thing. So we will like to work with a couple if we can, and we like
yeah,
to do all kinds of stuff. So the program, I just like you to tell us a little bit about how it works for you.
sure. So what I'm finding these days is females are leaving things a little bit too late. We think that we can start families, later on because everybody seems to do it. But one of the things which was news to me was that actually your fertility halves were after 35.
Oh,
That's the medical profession, and I didn't even know that. And when I got told that, I was like, well, why didn't I know about that? Why doesn't anybody say? Why doesn't anybody tell you? So and actually a lot of people are going through it, but it's not something that you discuss.
yeah.
So many of my clients as a wealth manager that are actually going through it now, especially in somewhere like Dubai. It's like London, it's very business orientated. Everybody's got a job, everybody works these stupid hours. And it really does have an impact on your whole health, your physiology, everything. And having utilized the Simpson protocol for individuals, I would also like to develop it in the future to do like little workshops.
For
Because
groups, yeah.
I think that the groups would be quite a good thing to get into. I've suggested it actually to one of the centers I work out of in Dubai, and they're just waiting for me to write it to go and do it. We're just gonna do it. But yeah,
It's
there's a
really
lot.
so easy for the group.
Yeah.
I mean, you just change a few little things and it's done, So
And I really think it's going to, I think that honestly, it's a whole new world when you do have this sort of fertility issue. The amount of online chats that are the chat rooms are full of women. I swear, it's incredible. I had no idea that this was going on, that so many people needed this care. So I think that'll be very much if you're confident enough and if it is a real issue and you're sort of brave enough to take it on because you've just got to get out of the way. SP will do the rest.
yeah,
So
true.
got to remember.
It's just if you look back over everything we do with SP, we do everything from sexuality to, all kinds of things. So birthing, good plan. If you're going to get someone to have a baby, then you might want to do the birthing for them later, So there's lots of things to do with this, and I think it's really, I think it's one of the foremost things that are needed. And most other people are doing fertility, even with hypnosis, which works really well through mostly imagery and stuff.
Yes,
So there's
yes,
nothing wrong with that, but it takes away that extra thing that SP has, which is the superconscious mind. And the
absolutely.
superconscious mind is there and it's always there. Go ahead with the story.
One quick story. I was coming from the National Field of Hypnotists from Boston.
Mhm.
My plane got cancelled. I had to get another flight. I was going to Canada to pick up my family to go back to the UK, back to Dubai, sorry. And I was on the last seat of the last plane, and a lady sat down beside me. And anyway, I started telling her that I was a National Guild of Hypnotists. I've just had this amazing weekend because she was the last one on the plane. And I said, I'm actually going to build a fertility workshop. And she instantly started crying. And she said, oh, I've had 3 miscarriages this year. It was funny. It was like this conversation was like so quick.
Mm.
And I was talking to her, and I said, oh, you should let me look for, somebody in your area. Have you tried hypnotherapy? And I was starting to talk to her about that. And I said to her, we're sitting next to each other on the plane. And I said, would you like me to do something right now? And she said, okay. And I did Simpson protocol there and then. And I said, close your eyes. And we just worked. And I said, your fingers are going to do this. Yes, no. And it was like a 3-minute intro. And we did SP, and she had a baby about 18 months ago. It's crazy.
That's a wonderful story. That's
It's
a
crazy.
really great story.
No pre-talk, no intro, no nothing. It was like, do it, just do it. It was brilliant.
Yes, it shows you what you can do. And so if you have the rest of it, the intake and everything else, it's going to be just
It's
astounding.
easy.
So we're going to launch this in about a week, and it's going to be on for $99. And I think it'll probably go up to $199 after that, but I'm not sure exactly that, but it'll be done. And if you are into doing fertility, you can get the program or not. If you're really good at SP, you'll probably be able to do it all on your own. So just know we're not pushing this. It's just get people's minds going about using it. And the fertility is a very big issue in the world right now. It's really big. So,
and we can do a lot to help it.
yeah, that's right. Anyway, I think that's really good. I think that's good. We have the other things. I've already made videos for those questions, and all the other things are done. So here we are, me and Helen. Just saying goodbye for now, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.